Happy Washington's birthday. Now, some refer to it as President's Day, since we quit celebrating Lincoln's birthday on February 12th and Washington's birthday on February 22nd, and we combined them into one holiday, which ironically never falls on either's birthday. But officially, the federal holiday is still referred to, officially, as Washington's birthday. And the state holiday for Florida is also referred to as Washington's birthday. So Lincoln got the short straw on that one. My friends in Pennsylvania do celebrate President's Day as a state holiday in the Commonwealth. So it varies from state to state, but wherever you are, I hope you have a great day. And whatever you call it, it is nice to have a February day off, especially after a late night Daytona 500. And we have basketball in the World Golf Village tonight as our Toros boys team hosts the Milton Panthers in the barn at Tokoi at 7 p.m. Now, let's get to today's devotional. Too often, people are devalued or dismissed because of what they've been through in their life. Sometimes it's because of what they've done to others. Sometimes it's because of what others have done to them. Now, if you've ever been to a consignment store, you know that there are valuable items at deeply discounted prices. But you just have to know what you are looking for. Fortunately for us, Jesus knows what he's looking for. In his eyes, you may be down, but you're not out. Peter's sorrow over denying Jesus ran so deep that he decided to go back to his old job as a fisherman. Can you imagine the gossip that was going around in the harbor? That's the guy who turned his back on Jesus. Now, had Peter been a pastor, we would have called for his resignation. At the very least, he would have nothing to say that we would be interested in listening to. Yet Peter was the first person that Jesus went looking for after the resurrection. And when Jesus saw Peter, he never mentioned it, not even once. But 3 times he asked him, "Do you love me?" Take a look at John chapter 21, verses 15 through 17. When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord," he said. "You know that I love you." And Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." Again Jesus said, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" And he answered, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." And Jesus said, "Take care of my sheep." And the 3rd time he said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" And Peter was hurt because Jesus asked him the 3rd time, "Do you love me?" And he said, "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." And Jesus said, "Feed my sheep." When Peter answers Jesus' question with a yes all 3 times, Jesus said, "Feed my sheep," referring to his future as pastor and head of the church. Jesus looked beyond Peter's failed past, and he saw his future. Peter's failure was not a surprise to him. In fact, before Peter had even denied Jesus, before Jesus was even arrested, Jesus told him in Luke chapter 22, verses 31 and 32, "Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift all of you as wheat. But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers." The weakness that Peter had overcome and the restoring grace that he had experienced became some of his greatest teaching tools in helping others. So remember, God will reprimand us when it is necessary, but it is to restore us and to use us for his purposes. We need to remember that God uses damaged people. And that's good news for folks like me and you. That's a good word for today. Now, For those of you who celebrate President's Day, I would love to see you post your favorite president in the comments. Is it Franklin Roosevelt, the longest serving president in U.S. history? Or is it William Henry Harrison, the shortest serving president at just 31 days? Or is it one of the other 43 who served terms of length somewhere in between? You know, for me, it's hard to fathom that in the 249 years of U.S. history, only 45 men have served as president. And I have lived through over a quarter of their terms. But of course, I've also lived over a quarter of the history of the United States. You know what that means? I'm old. Whatever you do today, make it a great day. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I. And if you missed tonight's Tocoi Creek boys basketball game, the TCHS girls play Lake Howell tomorrow night at home at 7 p.m. I encourage you to get out and support our student athletes. And I'll be back on Friday with more from the Word for You today. God bless you.